right. So, hello. All right, it's picking up my voice. Just need to make sure. We are back to this. What? Jesus Christ. We're on like part 9 of Reverie at this point. I think we have more parts officially in chapter 4 than every other part of Reverie combined, which is kind of insane. Granted, a lot of it is because, oh, it's part 8. A lot of it is because of this boss, right? But I think we have our solution here, right? Again, we trained up to the max level we could. So everyone's at level 35. We reworked items a bit, right? So items, Sunny has the normal stuff, but again, Sweetheart, we had to switch Sweetheart's bust for this so that we still have accuracy. Space Boy's still good so long as he's not manic, right? Doughy, and this is what we also changed some equips. So what I'm gonna say, we're trying the cheese strategy. The thing that I said I wouldn't do or we wouldn't do, we're trying. We're going max defense strat, right? And the reason being, if you look at Doughy's skills, right, we have this an attack that is based on defense, which is something to work because because normally you do the old run and gun in the original where you have an attack based on speed. However, this is the only attack that's based on a differing stat. So what again, and also so we have this combined with concentrate. Doughy's next attack will deal more in double damage, and I kept Ned Meeser, right? Or what need Mees I don't even know how you say that. Probably need Meiser, but starting off miserable. And I think the strat is to try to get a max attack off on Doughy so that first turn will concentrate. Again, so here's the thing. Sweetheart's attack will make Rococo angry, right? And I might as well just get into it. And then the hope is that Rococo will use whatever on itself. Um, but again, right? I hate that it gives us a heads up, but we don't have an option to like skip this cutscene. Like we just gotta click through it. So my hope is we can just I don't want to say one shot, but we can just get a massive attack on Rococo and then just follow it up accordingly. So again, it is like I'm hoping we can get some cheese off, you know. But again, at the very so because this is also the thing. So we're max level and then where we can be. So if we aren't able to beat Rococo, then it's a question of what do we got caught. And this is why like I kind of have these like strategies. So I'm hoping we can potentially do some real like cheese and like get like a super powerful attack off from because again, we're gonna concentrate into the attack, right? And then it's like my hope is we can deal like an obscene amount of damage. So because Sad is powerful against Happy or whatnot, right? And again, there's like zero reason to have this fight or conflict at all, but I guess it is because I know with Rococo you get them like money or whatnot for their commissions, and then you get like a certain high level within the game. I did that during the Kikomori round, but it's like so let's try to cheese this, right? So yeah, and again, Sweetheart is just stuck at Manic. And then again, we start off with like a lot of these. So yeah, but this is what I'm thinking. So Sunny, we're gonna try to like cheese the fuck out of this. So where do we increase? Well, I guess it wouldn't even be attack. It would be raised defense, right? Yeah, we're gonna try to cheese this shit. We're gonna try to cheese this shit. I want to see what we can do. So Sweetheart, we're gonna do or where is it? Toy cheese on doughy, right? Yeah, I really want to see if we can yeah, we're just freaking maxing out Doughy's defense. We're about to like do okay, yeah. And here's the thing, Doughy feeling happy, I don't think is we just need to use so what we're gonna do, right? Doughy, yeah, we're gonna use punch down on Rococo. My hope is that this deals like massive damage. But I'm thinking what we do with Space Boy's snack, or what is the toy that actually makes her, sad? So inflict sad on Doughy. So, oh, let's see how much damage this does. I want to see how much damage this does. How much damage is this about to do? Oh, well, it doesn't even fucking. Oh my God, we had all our buffs removed. All right. So it looks like we can't set up this strategy. Yeah, it only did 308. So I was gonna say, so we can't set up this strategy reasonably. Again, it's an issue of the fact that it has two moves in one turn. Like we're never gonna get like the buffs and setup needed to actually pull that off. So let's just, let's do this. Yeah, so we're just I guess I'm just gonna spam that though. I still have no idea what glow does. And that's where it all right, so I now know that the strat on Doughy just straight up does not work. And here's the issue. So the issue here is, and even if we had healing on Doughy, the problem is because Doughy goes last and because Rococo gets two moves, this is the problem. And this is where the issue rises out of this battle. So Rococo can get two attacks, right? So, in what is it? So, in terms of healing, right? Because we have what is it? Is it a whole chicken? 175 also. So, that's like no HP at all. So, heals. I was gonna say that's like no HP at all. Should we just like spam on Rococo? Think making everyone angry is probably best. Yeah. So this is what deals damage to us, right? So, so what we can do now. So who goes first? So for Sunny, what we're going to do, and this is because Sunny should move second. So we're going to use the whole chicken. Doughy, we can just do the concentrate. And then we're going to use the life jam on Sweetheart here. So, but here's the thing, because it can still, yeah, look at it. So, and the issue being that was our only whole chicken. So that was our only whole chicken, right? And we just have no way to actually like again, like there's just no item where like we can, yeah, 100 heart to all friends is fucking nothing. So we really do need, so Sunny, I think just focus on Rococo, punch down. Sweetheart, we're gonna use obnoxious music to make everyone angry, and then Space Boy will use Bolt Health, right? Why? Oh, because of the fucking glow. So at least we dealt. All right. So that's gonna how much? So I was. Oh wow, did that just kill us? All right. Damn. I was gonna say what the fuck. I was gonna say damn. So Space Force survived. All right. So we are going to back out of this battle once again, right? I don't think this is untenable. I just think the issue being the Rococo strat trying to set up that again, it's just this is a really tough boss. Like I feel like other people 100% had to have been having issues with it. I just feel like so we cannot set up the whole our like a strategy for like Doughy is just not applicable here. So Doughy is not, we're not and again, I'm not failing the battle because then we lose our items, right? So So Doughy, we are running. So again, we're not running this. We will be running, what is it? So we'll gain 10% heart and 5% juice. Sure. And then we are replacing, we don't need to start off miserable. So we are doing yeah, the priority heal, but then we'll also do a where's the one where it's medium heal to all friends. Yeah, so we have this and then a priority heal. But again, priority heal with extra, 40%. Again, that's why it's like so. And then let's also go in and change Doughy again, because we were doing the whole again, it's just not so what is it? Where's it's the chef's hat, right? So healings cast are 15%. Yeah. And then it was the what is it? Teapot that gives us the most amount of juice. No, because but yeah, so I do think this is our optimal setup going into this boss, right? I do think this is kind of the best we're gonna do. So yeah, I just think it's too difficult to set up Doughy's like defensive again. It's really the fact that I don't know why they thought it would be a good idea to give the boss the ability to have two moves per turn. Like that to me, like again, I'm not mad at, the whole defensive like strat. Like, cause that's just simply using them up. But like the boss getting two moves a turn is so fucking powerful. Like, honestly, a lot of this I'd say is almost luck based because you can get like some pretty bad combos. Like two attacks in a turn is like almost detrimental. Like you're almost guaranteed losing one, if not two people, even if you're at full heart. You know, that's why it's like, again, this is I really do want to see how other people fought this thing because again, we are at max level, right? I just think, again, what I will say is, because I've been trying some of these strats, right? Again, I just think the Doughy defensive strat is just not the move, right? And again, with the items we have, the only actual heals we're getting off are from like Doughy. Which again, the problem being because Doughy goes last in terms of speed, you're almost always gonna get like Rococo is going to move twice before we even get off a heal. So it's a question of like, again, it's a question of, how do you go about managing that, right? Doughy, but that's why I think the priority heal is, that important as a move to have for this boss fight. Like I think we'll probably end up using that, right? But because yeah, Rococo getting two moves in a turn is actually kind of obscene. Anyway, so again, that's why I'm like, we're not doing any yeah, and Sweetheart gets that's why I'm like, I think that's low-key cool. So let's do light to medium damage to all foes. So Doughy again. That's why I'm like, we're not doing this. Um, but yeah, Doughy, it's also like because right now we have, I guess for now I think lowering attack. Because if we're not gonna buff ourselves, at least, try to do that, right? And then again, Space Boy, we're doing this, right? So yeah, we're all happy, right? Yeah, Coco. So yeah, our Coco's attack is down, but this is where it gets interesting. So now we can just do three times. Doughy, we can probably use the air horn, right? But again, that's the issue is that it goes at the very end of the turn. So it's like, again, that's where this gets kind of messed up, is because it's like there's no point in doing that. I think lower attack as well, right? Sweetheart, because we can use, or what we can do is we can do this, because again, it's anger is strong against sadness. So we can use this on Sweetheart, right? And Sweetheart should be fastest because she's manic. I don't know. Hold on. So who is more speed? Yeah, Sweetheart is way more speed. So again, we're gonna use this on us. and then we'll use bullet hell. So sweetheart's making everyone angry, right? You know, yeah, get all of that damage. And then again, we're reducing its attack. So, and now everyone's or all our buffs are moved. But again, we weren't, we were debuffing Rococo. So I don't know if Rococo actually removed any buffs on themselves, right? So, but what we should do now is again, basically the same thing. So use Concerto, Doughy, again. For now, keep using this because there's no value. Sweetheart, obnoxious music on us, Space Boy instead, cover fire. So again, this is where it's like, yeah, so what I'm gonna do is again, so same thing, right? So we're using this. In Doughy, what I'll do is I'll use just a priority heal on ourselves, just because we lost some HP. Again, this to make everyone angry, and then same deal here, right? So yeah, 332. So I was gonna say 332, So it's faster than us. Wait, did Space Boy not go? Hello? Okay, I don't know what the fuck happened in the movement priority, but some weird shit's going on. So Sunny's ecstatic. So Sunny should be going. Doughy, we're just going to use again, same deal, right? Lower attack, obnoxious music on everyone. And again, bullet hell. Yeah, it's just trying to fucking fight these, because yeah, we're just not dealing damage. Okay, Rococo's attack. All right, what the hell is okay? So is this phase three? Okay, so 250 to heal. How much HP does Rococo actually have left? 1,000. So what we need to do here, because we're also losing. So Doughy, I should have done this last turn. So 60 juice to all friends. I was gonna say I should have done this last turn because now Space Boy, we can't use this, but we can still use this, right? So, dude, yeah, it's just brutal. When did Rook? All right, so we're just. What's nice is that Rococo's at like zero attack, so 47 heal. It's just impossible. We're always gonna be. But what I think is funny, yeah, 60 juice to all friends. So we're just spamming this at this point. Obnoxious music. Like this is basically just going to be, I feel like the rest of this fight is doing this to make everyone angry. It's always going to make us happy, you know. Okay, so he reduced all his buffs, seemingly, is what it's saying, right? And yeah, all right, that didn't really do that much damage. So I don't think I'm super worried. Doughy, I'd say yeah, focus on in again. It's just this is just going to be the fight, because we're always going to make ourselves angry. It's always going to make us happy. But here's the thing, and this is why this is good, because that depletes one of Rococo's moves. Because again, one of the big things is the fact that Rococo gets two moves a turn. If one of its moves is always going to be making us happy, that really only leaves one option. So again, we're actually in a really good position here, I'd say. Yeah, we're in a really like because again, this is basically just going to be the fight, right? Okay, so and then the glowing shit, because seemingly what the glowing shit is fucking, what would you call it? you can't change when you're glowing, you can't change emotions. So Rococo's only, I think we just at this point, all in on everyone. What I'll do with Doughy at this point is use a heal on everyone, right? So Sweetheart will still use this, right? And then Space Boy will just use oh, I didn't. Oh my God. I was gonna say I didn't. God damn it. All right. Good thing we used our heal. Oh my God. Are we gonna lose this fight because of that? Because that just knocked out two of our. Can we? How much fucking HP is it at? 365. That's so bad. That's so bad that it knocked out two of us. I was gonna say that's actually so bad. That was so bad that could have ended horribly. So that could have actually 15. Do we have a priority attack at all? Light to medium damage to all foes. I'm saying we do actually. Sweetheart's normal attack should be priority. Damage 4/7 random foes. Still, and then we can just use an air horn here. There we go. Oh my God. So thank God we beat this boss. Damn, we had to. I was gonna say, we just had to make sure they're dead. Thank God we beat this boss. We didn't even get any fucking XP off it because we're IMAX level. Hey, we got a badge. Loki, there is unironically zero reason for this fight to happen. Hello? What's we moving? I can't move. We got a page. We got a page. And isn't that what brought us to the real world last time? Damn, Sonny's like ignoring everything going on. I was gonna say like we can't even interact with these people. We're just gonna take this page and see what happens. Found a page of sheet music because I forgot how many pages do we have? Angry Melody, Encore. Are we going to the oh no, I was gonna say because it does the weird time freeze thing, right? And then continues on. So all right, what the fuck are these two talking about? Damn, that's why I was like, we were not getting any like, fucking what they really thought they're gonna fake us out, sweetheart, like, having a redemption arc, right? Like, what do you think this is? So are we done? Like, sweetheart should like just not, yeah, I was gonna say, like, she even part of our party at this point? Like, you know, it's us. We know what it is. Yeah, Rococo's like, wait, what the fuck? That means, damn, what the fuck? That's horrible, dude. Like low key, like terrible for Rococo. Horrible. We gonna get Rococo to join our party? As long as Sweetheart doesn't kick you out. Oh, we doing this? Hello? Yeah, sure. Just glad they're keeping that mechanic. So, all right, the garden. All right, so first, hold on. Man, I ain't reading what the hell. Sure. Bitch, we're rich. I was gonna say, like, you know, Also, let me, so who learned, or well, no one learned a new move, but Sunny did. I was gonna say Art Firefly, feel a bit more. Damn, what the fuck? Fast as shit. Also, I was gonna say, hold on. So Sunny did learn new skills, right? What did he fucking learn? Focus, Encore, Axe Last, half the skill cost for the entire party for the next turn. So medium to heavy damage to all foes. So let's see. Locks of foes. So was it Presto? We learned Encore and then what else? Was it Sonata? Whatever, again, right? I honestly think our current move set's good. I don't think I'm super worried because I think having it's nice to have the double, but I think that's just like a distraction. I think having the ability to make everyone angry is like more, valuable, right? And I think Sweetheart starting Manic is pretty. I think again with the accuracy. One thing I will say is hold on. So how much is this going to cost? I was gonna say yeah, we should have enough more than enough money. I just need to get somewhere safe. Yeah, thank God we were able to, beat the boss, right? So we did kind of have to cheese it because we could effectively reduce the amount of moves it had from 2 to 1. Even then, we still nearly lost, you know. So again, so even then we still nearly lost, right? Like, but we were able to effectively lock it into always using a move to make us happy, you know. Yeah, so we just bought all of them, right? So I was gonna say, did the second one even pop up? There, we got all of them. Is that all of them? All right, well, it is what it is. So let's just find, so how much? Yeah, we still have 50,000. So yeah, let's find a place to save, right? So that way we can again, I'm assuming like it's gonna, god damn it. I'm not fighting, we literally cannot oh well. Dude, imagine we just annihilate it with our first attack. Actually, so let's do equip. So Sweetheart replace Solar Fl again, we had the Sweetheart's bus strategy, where we please, I need to heal. Okay, here we go. And is there even a place to heal? It doesn't look like it. Let's just save. Yeah, we just need to save after being that boss, right? So I was gonna say, is there really oh, are we supposed to fucking like are we drinking it and that's all right. Because I don't know how we heal from there, but I guess let me just use fucking let me just I was gonna say let me just use Doey's ability. So that way, that way in case we run into like another fucking like super boss out of nowhere, we're at least healed, right? Mana we'll worry about, but at least our HP is so I feel like this has to be the end of the chapter though. Like I feel like we're again, that was kind of the boss. Oh, can't move, right? Damn, what the fuck is she talking about? We got Sweetheart's theme, you know. Is this the first time we're hearing this? Is this the first time we're actually, I think this is the first time we're hearing her theme, you know. The watery abyss, right? You know, and again, are we actually going to go fight these three? Because we know who she's referring to, right? You know, the other two probably don't, right? What the fuck is Doe doing? You know, under what? So we're going back to that portion. That's so cool, you know. But I feel like 100% that's, you know, another chapter, right? Like I'm pretty sure. Hello? What the fuck just happened? Also, what's funny is they're probably because I think again, you know, we're gonna get there and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, you know, Mitch almost cut the vines, you know. So what's so what are we exactly are we doing at this point, right? Oh shoot, where the fuck did we get an angry song? Oh shit, so did it actually cut it all? So that's cool. I do want to save. Can I play songs for the rest of these guys? What I was gonna say, where did we get angry song? Damn. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Okay, and this is all right. So this leads us to here. Because yeah, I just want to hit up all these points and then you know we can go. Dude, I'm still surprised this chapter's going. I'm not, dude. I read a fucking comment on their Discord saying the chapter was shorter than expected. Like, dude, this chapter is long as shit. Like, you know, I don't know who was saying that this chapter was short, bro. This chapter is like long as fuck. Like, and then where was that last one? Oh, he was right here. You know, damn, that song sounds horrible. Oh shit, it didn't do anything. All right. Damn. But yeah, so anyway, right again. So plan, let me go down and save one more, and then we're gonna go to this should lead to the save though as well, right? Or well, I guess fuck no. The other one is just a quicker, you know. So we'll go save and then I'm very curious, like, you know, in terms of like Jesus Christ, where the all right. Sorry, I like lost my other sandal for a second. So yeah, we're gonna go save, right? And then we'll go. I'm because I'm fully expecting this chapter to end. I mean, we've had like an obscene amount of, you know, content, right? So like, you know, definitely props to the Reverie team. And I'll end up making a black screen video once the chapter is fully over, you know. But we'll see, right? Shit, is this is the first time we're seeing Firefly, right? Who the fuck is this guy? Yeah, this is the first time we're seeing Firefly. You good? Yeah, so that's why, you know, again, because I was about to notice that Firefly seems, you know, to be a bit brighter, right? So, because I have no idea where do. Are we finding bunnies and, you know, I was gonna say, can we just like annihilate? And yeah, we got Sweetheart going last because of Sweetheart's, bust, right? So Sweetheart's always with our currents, and again, not gonna have her start Manic because then she'd have like zero, accuracy, right? So yeah, and there's honestly no point in fighting these enemies because we have like zero XP. So it's like I will say again, like I said, that was something out. So all right, where the fuck are we going? Hold on. So let's actually figure. I might just end this here. So what the fuck is our current objective? What are we doing? Like, so, oh my God, you got the fucking bear there. I'll take on the bear. But so we need to get to the metro. Is that what they're saying? Like, because I'm like very curious. What is our current, and also because we're at max level for this Forest of the Lost. Yeah, freaking. Let me fight the bear. Yeah, we ain't scared of bears at this point in the game. Yeah, freaking rare bear, too easy at this point in the game, right? Not relevant, pills. Rotten milk. What the fuck? So again, and I think I'm gonna end this here because I think, chance to inflict. Damn, what the fuck? So again, yeah, we're not fighting that thing. Here, so what is our current fucking objective? What are we doing in the game? Um, I'm ending this here though, right? So regardless, that is that. I think so. We're seemingly going back to the metro, right? And that's probably where the chapter is going to end. Um, at least that's what I'm guessing. But yeah, I mean, we beat the boss. That's really the main thing. But again, it's kind of like what's the point of the? But we're gonna damn yeah, we're really gonna have like 10 parts to chat. Dude, this chapter is long as shit. It's good though. It's good. And again, like I said, I will make that black stream video once it's complete. But we just gotta get there. So yeah, I mean, but with that, that's really all I've got for this one. So yep, that's it for this one. See you in the next one.